Greetings, adventurers, to the ADHD&D Academy. I am your host, Stephen Kerrigan, and with me is a host of adventurers, sans one. As I, God damn it, I, I
Cut.
tried three
Go
different.
from the
Cut it,
top.
cut it, God damn it. We had the lines in front of us, guys. What went wrong? As I can you imagine if I was like instantly blaming everybody else and nobody spoke? Oh, good Lord have mercy. Welcome to the ADHD&D Academy. This is an actual play podcast. Wait, it's an actual play D&D podcast. With it's an act. What is it?
I like to call it
Also
a
live streaming.
it's currently live stream, but I like to call it a
Mm-hmm.
playcast.
A playcast. We play D&D, and as the title indicates, one of us, at least, it's like that Auntie Donna sketch where there's like one of us has a vibrator in our bottoms, and then it cuts to the. You should check it out. Anyway, um, okay, that didn't have the impact that I thought it did. Okay, no, didn't
And
have the
if you were
reach.
questioning the content level of this podcast or playcast, there you have it.
It's like that. I get distracted and we muddle through. With me though, as the co-founder of ADHD&D Academy, speaking right now, Mr. Jason, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. This is Jason. I play Ores, who is a peace cleric and currently going through a hard time as we continue where we last left off. He's a bit entering a slight isolationist moment after some trauma.
Absolutely. And then we're gonna go in a counterclockwise. Wait. Uh oh, I didn't do that. I didn't come up with an idea for how to introduce ourselves. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I don't know
All
if
right,
we,
we know who
we
we are.
Let's
necessarily
just
need
sit
one.
in let's just sit in silence for a second. while I while I dwell on the uh no, but so actually let's just do this because this will work into our recap. Last episode we went to find out what happened to Ketlyn. We learned, not maybe the one before that, Ketlyn was not Ketlyn. Michael, please tell us about Ketlyn. How's she doing? Level
Well,
6 now?
hi everyone. My name's Michael. I play the person formerly known as Ketlyn. Her name's actually Laomedeia. Maybe? I don't actually know anymore. She might have an actual real name given by her parents, but she's currently largely the reason for Orez's breakdown and struggles. And right
One.
now, she just met her twin sister, and her is hopefully figuring out what's happening.
Well, I think
Very
if
confused right now.
we ever go the in-depth branding, that could be the shirt. It'll have a picture. It'll say Ketlyn crossed out, and it'll say Leomeda crossed out, and then TBD.
Mhm. And under that, the cause of all of Orez's problems.
Yeah, figuring it out. And I'm not one to ever we've established a rule and now it's a rule, so we're gonna follow it. So Kevin, please introduce Ragnar because Sal has to go last now.
Uh, Sob Kevin, I play Ragnar, a dwarf monk that formerly loved hammers and now he loves smacking things with his fist or palms. He's still figuring that out.
Lactose and loving it. Yep. That's
Mhm.
absolutely right.
And butter.
Yep. And then bringing us home, we have the back to school paladin.
Dominic playing Sal, been going the Oath of Redemption route, and yeah, back to school paladin and future horse girl, Salvador. Level 6 baby, let's go.
Yeah. Which I mean I horses are awesome. Like I get it. No, great, awesome, wonderful, good and great. Yes, so you guys went to the location that was on the map that Corellia was going to provide to you, but you found on your own, of the priest, a clockwork kraken construct, and a priest of the Tide Caller seemed to want to use your parts for something and had been using other people's parts as well. Meanwhile, Dex and Elwyn continue their buddy cop bonding. Um, we did have Ragnar come to question himself, am I Ragnar? But he saved that wisdom check, and he was in fact Ragnar. Over the last, oh yeah, because when I watch them together, so that's why I'm recapping over 2 episodes, I see, because that was the meet day and everything like that. um da, 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 da. Sonos the Drowned was that priest's name, who you definitely killed. But if I remember correctly, you guys finished the fight. You ended at level 6, and then we hadn't really moved forward in time. I mentioned what loot you were getting, and you guys wrote that down, I believe. Yes. So just to recap, did you guys write it down? Did I write it down? Who wrote it down?
It's been written down. It is
Wait, let me clear. That's
the
not happening.
Gauntlets of Ogre Power, Ring of Mind Shield, Ring of Evasion, and the Python Staff.
Yes, yes. And then an assortment of other things. You have some candles that work underwater, candles of the deep, and you also have clockwork amulets, multiples of those, that once a day you can choose a d20 roll to be a 10. Yeah. Well, all right, gentlemen. Why don't we just pick up right where we left off? You guys have defeated the thing. No, wait, sorry. Where shoot.
So we last left off. We had pulled the real Ketlyn out of the caves, where we found her surrounded by a bunch of corpse that the Tidecaller priest had made and
Yeah.
started salvaging. And we went back to a campsite in the woods nearby for kind of safety and to recuperate.
That's right.
Where there was a conversation. We found out that Corellia actually knew Ketlyn before school and was pretty thrown by them not Ketlyn not recognizing her. If I'm
Oh, that
not
was, yeah,
mistaken.
with the conversation with Sal, is that being in noble circles, yeah,
and
she
so
knew of Ketlyn, yeah.
yeah, knew something was off about her, but didn't quite know that it was the extent that it was. The real Ketlyn is still recovering, but seeming to do a lot better. And Elwyn brought Dex
absolutely.
back because Dex had gotten obliterated.
Again. Absolutely. So you guys are at camp. It's the morning after you guys went up there. So you have, unless I mistake my time, you essentially have a day to get back, and then the following day you need to quote unquote turn in Ketlyn to Amalia if you are doing precisely what he asked for, which I have a suspicion you will not. So we can just pick it right up there in the morning. You guys are level 6. Now, as you guys are sort of, all the information has come out now. Everybody is on the same page now. You're realizing that pushing yourself through that fight has like unlocked deeper things like within you. Um, and that's true of everybody. Corellia got a level as well, so you guys are all on par with each other. What would you guys like to do next?
I think the first thing that we need to figure out is what do we do next? And Laomedeia is going to ask Ketlyn, like, do you know this Amalia person? What he asked us to come get you. Why? Who is he really?
I I'm not sure, actually. I was given the name of, contacts that my family was friendly with to reach out to see if I needed any help with anything.
So you don't know Amalia at all.
He's a noble of another elven house, not a part of our, well, our home country.
Hmm. He seems like a dick.
Oh,
And I'm just, I assumed he's sort of, he seems to have something going on. I don't know what he's up to. He doesn't seem honest. So I guess, like, what do you want to do next?
I,
Like, do you want to go home? Do you want to talk to Amalia?
I don't I don't know. I was heading to school. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I I mean, we should tell our fathers that you're alive.
I guess. Um, I still don't know what I want to do about that. I definitely want to know why I was given up as a child who obviously didn't die. Also, you said I died of yellow fever?
Well, that's the story I was told.
We live in a world with cure disease. As a magic, like that guy right over there can cure yellow fever in 5 seconds.
Probably not in the Feywild,
Why not?
but I think we might be conflating yellow fever. This is yellow fever with a capital Y.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Okay.
It could kill somebody. I just
All right. Okay. But I guess I don't know that I trust your parents.
well, our
Well,
parents.
yeah. And I don't want to stop going to the school.
I see.
And I also don't trust Amalia, even though he's supposed to be a friend of yours at least. And I'm concerned that if like we're dealing with some pretty serious cults and like people who take body parts and turn them into other people and like possess them with magic, and I'm worried that somehow we've all gotten wrapped up in something that's way bigger than all of us. And I'm worried that Amalia is on the wrong side of that.
We should call the police.
No,
Oh.
the police are, I don't think,
And you see Corellia, no check needed. You see her roll her eyes entirely. Just
I don't think that the police are, this is way beyond the police.
well, the town's guard. Surely there's surely. Or we can if we have enough of a case, we can take it home to our court and then they can handle it.
What do you think they would do? Also, the school's kind of outside the town guard. I
Oh.
also, if we want to talk about the town's guard, we could go talk to um him. He used to be a member of the town's guard.
Don't trust the town's guard.
See, that's what I've been saying.
I mean, I wasn't guard of like any of the towns nearby, but regardless,
Okay.
trust me,
Oh.
I know town's guards. I was a town guard. You wouldn't trust me while I was a town guard.
Oh, I she edges away just a little of you. Michael, go ahead and give me an insight check for Ketlyn here.
Hmm? 9.
9. Okay. Yeah. There's not much on a 9, but you are floored by how stupid nobles continue to be.
Yeah, that was a
With
very naive thing to say.
with possibly Corellia being an exception. I don't know how you feel about her, but
Yeah, she seems at least a little more experienced in the world. Um, yeah. So I guess like you got pretty beat up right? Like, you've had a rough, I guess, 6 months?
I, if you say so, I have no memory.
That's
Just
also
terrible,
concerning.
terrible dreams.
What kind of dreams?
Well, there was a lake, and it was smooth like glass, and you could walk on it, and then you would sometimes I would fall, but then I'd find myself back on top of it, and other times it was being chased by these eyes, and it it was all a dream, so luckily for me.
Um, I'm worried that maybe it wasn't a dream.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like, you were gone for 6 months, that's a long time to dream.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, Uncle Billimus once meditated for an entire 5 years and barely noticed. So, I mean, when you live as long as we do, 6 months, I guess, on the whole of it is.
Right, but if we're the same age, we're only, like, 19. So, like, 6 months is a long time to be out of it. Also, it doesn't really matter. You were kidnapped by a evil cult. I'm concerned that maybe you're not as well as you feel.
Oh no. What should we do?
I don't know. Is Orez awake right now? Is he around? If I look over, is Orez out of his tent?
No, his tent is still kind of locked up and he hasn't emerged yet. It's well past breakfast. He still has the plate right out in front that Saul had left for him, and he has not yet come out. You haven't even heard rumblings from the tent yet.
Corellia will nudge you, Sal, and like gesture towards the tent while this is happening.
I'll go check on him.
Dear, dear, dear.
Not seeing Orez, I would turn to Corellia and like, can you do some magic about how her mind is doing? And like see if she's been cursed or poisoned or like possessed or like 6 months
I
is a long time to be out of it.
I of course I will help you in any way that I am able. And you see she'll gesture for Ketlyn to give her hands, and then you'll feel this like divine energy start to seep out of Corellia, and it has this sort of liquid smoky kind of blackness that like traces through her veins. Like for a good intention of helping, it looks pretty bad. But you guys know her at this time, and we'll, as she's trying to find out what she can find out, we'll pull away from this scene and see what's happening with Sal and Oris.
We'll just kind of like come in kind of quietly to the tent. I'll just be like, "Good morning. How's it going?" Just kind of
It's
squat next to his bedroll.
it's okay. Sorry, I'll come out and I'll be out in a minute or two.
Feeling not feeling too great today.
Yeah, we should probably get a move on. Got a long way to go, and I'll uh I'll pack up. And he starts to just kind of shift around, and you see him like push himself up off of his bedroll and starts just not looking at you or giving you any sort of focus. Starts putting like taking his bag and shoving things inside of it, not really packing them up, or taking the normal, more meticulous care that he would. Like he doesn't really roll up. He scrunches up his bedroll and just starts kind of going through the motions of getting together.
I'll see you doing that. Just be I can take care of packing up. You need some food and some sunlight. You spent too much time in that cave last night.
It's okay.
And then I'll
I'm actually just not really hungry. I think it's just I might just be tired. But don't worry. Make sure everyone else is good to go, and I'll be out.
If you need to talk about what, we saw, what we did there, you're always welcome to talk to me.
Yeah, kind of looks over his shoulder, but he doesn't look at you. He looks towards your feet. He's just like, yeah, thank you, Saul. I know. I just I'll get it together. Don't worry.
Um, yeah, I think with that, I'll dip out of the tent. Uh, kind of give him his space.
All right.
As
Um,
as you get out the tent, you see me like with his plate of food, like putting it back down. Like, is he gonna eat this?
We're gonna leave it in case he wants to eat it.
uh, I put us down very slowly again and walk away backwards. My bad.
just seems like a waste is all. So we'll cut. So yes, you'll see Corellia will be casting this magic as it's as or as manages to join the group in in the manner that he does. Why is this on the other side? And as she wraps up, you hear Corellia, invoking her goddess, and she's casting augury on Ketlyn. And as the energy gets passed back and forth, you see Corellia's body will go absolutely rigid, and her eyes will go fully black. And she says, I see devouring and devouring. No cycle, only order, only perfect order. And she'll break the connection from Ketlin. And catch your breath. And the the presence of whatever they were doing is not as far removed from you, I am sorry to say.
You remove it, cure it, something.
We will need a much more powerful cleric than I.
But you're the most powerful cleric I know, in auras.
I understand. I think even with both of our efforts together, we would not be able to do this. And even if we were to attempt it, we would need to attempt it on holy ground.
And you kind of, as Auras is pulling down his tent, he hears that and kind of gives a little glance over and just lets out a little sigh, like head goes down a little further.
So,
Well, I'll say this, and I'll say it loud enough that everyone can hear it, that I am so far over my head right now, I have no idea what to do next. I don't know if it's safe to bring Ketlyn back to the school, and I don't know if it's safe to send her home, and I don't know if we're safe here. I don't know.
well, well, of course it'd be safe to send me home. It's home.
But it's a long ways from here.
I suppose. I also don't know which way it would be.
That way.
Oh. Um, Corellia will chime in and say, I have had several ideas on how we can kill Amalia.
Oh, yeah, me too. Mostly idle thoughts, because he's a dick. But
Right,
you want
idle
to
thoughts.
kill Amalia? Why?
I don't like him.
Oh yeah, same. Okay. Same page. I love this. Um,
And if he has given us the lead to get here, he's involved somehow. And I don't know if he's trying to look good within an organization that I frankly feel should completely burn to the ground. So I don't have much energy to investigate and would much rather give them the privilege of knowing my lady's embrace.
Okay, I'm good with that. Um, yeah, but what do we do with Ketlyn?
Well, I think it would be it might be safe. The safest place for her to actually be might be at home, but if it is a far way to go, then that journey is going to be dangerous. And I imagine if Amalia is involved with Sonos or whatever is going on with this group that kidnapped Ketlin, he'll know soon that we were able to get out of there and would probably know the way back to Ketlin's home. What we do also know is they kidnapped her before she could get to school, which means they have some reason to not want her at the school. Does that mean that it's a safe place for her to be, or a place that's at the very least harder for them to do something about?
Maybe. Or they just grabbed her while she was on the road. Hmm. Do we think that she got grabbed intentionally, or it was just a target of opportunity? Like if they're just grabbing random people off the street.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll take investigation or insight based on just some of the things you've learned, and now you're able to connect some dots. We'll see.
I'll get the help action for that.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. With advantage, I got a 13.
Okay, yeah, 13. With everything you've heard from her since you're over a 10, there's certain uh echelons of people that are a higher target. You just know that from your life of having to assess targets. But something about like her coming as a student and they waited until then makes you feel that it was intentional, but it wasn't as if like their entire plan hinges on her. It's just like she's of a certain position, status, whatever. You don't know specifically what it is about her, but she definitely fits a profile of like someone to kidnap if you are trying to infiltrate, do shady cult shit. And also, you would just everybody give me a history check. I want to see if anybody beats a 20.
Nat 1 -2.
Okay, so yeah.
11 for me.
22.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. So yeah, so or as that the once Nexalia broke away from the Vitapian theocracy, they became very insular, and they're almost like, because the judicial system is run by the Feywild, and like the administrative and legislative is run by high elves. So it's all like nature whimsy. Like their judicial system is like unintelligible. Somehow it works. People are more afraid of like winning sometimes because like the way the fairy realm like values things is a lot different than the material plane. So like it's effective in a weird way. Um, but it also has the side effect of being like almost impossible to infiltrate. So you would know that there have been like many attempts to try to infiltrate the Eladrin courts, but very, if any, are successful, and almost none that you've ever heard of.
So I kind of turn to the group and give them a little bit of an explanation. I'm like, have you guys ever heard of the story of the monkey paw and the very literal wishing, and how no matter what you wish for, it's always kind of possibly a terrible outcome and not what you really wanted? That's kind of how this system works.
Sounds confusing.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Ketlyn chimes in.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, real good time.
Okay. Um. So we don't have a good way to get Ketlyn home. Bringing two of me to the school might go poorly for everyone, but
Oh.
also might be safer for her.
At this point, we should probably be prepared for not a very warm welcome back to the school. We're going to have a lot of explaining to do as well. I don't know of anywhere to lay low, but I'm not sure where else to go.
Well, we haven't actually done anything to the school. Well, I have, but okay, you might have a point. But unless we bring Ketlyn back, they don't know anything. We killed everybody in the cult, at least in this cave part of the cult.
Or just kind of
And
chokes on that like a little bit.
right. Actually, can I make an insight check
Absolutely.
on Perez? 9.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you opposing that? or, or are you wearing your emotions on your sleeve?
I mean, right now it's just kind of like a dull, like a shell of
Sure.
of his normal self.
I
Okay.
think
Would you like me to make an insight, or would it be against my passive?
Yeah, it would be against your passive. But it's kind of like between you two, and like I think Ketlyn would have to decide what a 9 means to her rather than me decide what a 9 means to her. So we can leave it. We can leave it right there. And
well, the reason I wanted to make a roll is right now Ketlyn is not paying attention to anyone except
okay,
for her and like Ketlyn and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So obviously Orez is off, but you know, Laomedeia is probably not really being insightful at the moment.
sure.
So I think that she would think, yep, Orez just had a bad night. It's cool. And I was gonna say, well, okay, so if we all went back to the school, we would either have to hide me or hide Ketlyn, or I would have to stop going to the school, right? I would have to, I don't know what I would have to do. Take my money and run.
And Oris chimes in. He's like, "Well, we should go to the school, but the school stays as neutral when it comes to world politics as they possibly can. So, might not even be safe harbor because we're in the middle of something bigger than us."
Definitely. But hopefully not something directly tied to the school, unless Amalia is directly tied to it, and then we just have to kill him.
Well, Amalia said, if I remember correctly, he basically threatened to reveal that you weren't Ketlyn somehow, or like get the rumor out. Which means that I think we need something basically legitimizing you as a student in order to be able to keep you at the school. Which I think the way to do that would be to go see y'all's dads and get them to confirm that you should be at the school.
Maybe. But doesn't the school decide who joins? Like, our dads would have to petition the school to get both of us admitted, right?
Yeah, but you've already gotten the credit for the start of the semester, so maybe
Yes.
they could just
Or
basically transfer it to you.
Oris pipes in. He's like, "We're actually, all of us are going to have to probably petition the school to stay. We've gone outside of the school to do these to help fix this situation because it's the right thing to do, but we might end up all having to pay a price for it.
Well, okay. Well, why? Well, like obviously, me being
We
here is a
broke the
bad part,
rules.
is a bad thing. I broke the rules, and you guys know about it
Yeah,
now.
we're with you. We all want to do better and help you,
Well, no, what I'm
but
asking,
that
like,
doesn't mean
going to fight the cult isn't against the rules, though, right?
we have hidden your truth from the school and gone out on our own to this mission. And while we have cover for it, the fact that there's two of you now, there's just going to be a lot of questions. We're not going to be able to like keep this straight, and we're going to have to come clean about it.
Well, we only have to come clean if there's two of me.
Which there are.
Right now, yes. But still doesn't look bad.
Oh, good, you get it.
But if real Ketlyn goes home, the school doesn't need to know that I'm not real Ketlyn, and we can just keep doing things the way we've been doing things.
Well, it seems like the thing that provides us the best chance of, good relationship with the school, as well as, making sure that Ketlyn is safe, is getting her back home. And also your cousin, because he's just waiting at home
Right.
for us to get him and take him home as well.
Roderick's here?
Yes. Actually,
Oh.
that might work because Roderick
Oh.
came here. Roderick came here to get Ketlyn, and if Ketlyn goes home with Roderick,
They sent Roderick outside the forest?
yeah, I was a little surprised too. Like I don't really know him, but
Is
he
he
is out.
okay?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Good.
He's been taken advantage of a couple times and
Yeah, they
By
took a-
who?
lost all the money that was given to him.
You see Ketlyn like fully clench her body and like druidic magic like starts like welling up within her. By
there's-
who?
Just kind of shrugs, and probably everyone he came across.
just like
That's okay.
think-
Cities can burn.
oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Of course, that's I don't know what came over me. That's wild. I just I'm very protective over Roderick, which I'm sure you understand if you've met him.
Roderick was very sweet.
He's safe. He's with our cat.
Oh, he loves cats. Well, he loves all animals, frankly.
So regardless, we have to go back to the school to get Roderick,
Definitely.
and then get Ketlyn back. And then I guess it's totally up to you whether or not you want to meet your fathers while you're there.
Yeah. How far away is my home city?
So, yeah, Kelly would be able to describe it to you. So, we're talking, you're in the Cabian Empire now, and you guys are on the western part of it where the school is. There's a river leading into a huge cliff and beach and everything. So, you have like a major trading area for sea vessels, although there's a larger merchant city just a few miles south. You would have to cross the entirety of the Cabian Empire west to east, and then you'd be at the border. The northeast border is the Vitapian theocracy, and the southeast border is Nexalia, which is the sort of siloed elven country that is run by Whimsy.
Note for later, we could use a map.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Actually, I do think there is one somewhere. I just stopped updating it, but
Yeah.
yes, that's on my list of when we have our long hiatus. Jason and I have stuff to do. Yep, absolutely.
Weeks.
Yes. Sorry.
It would be weeks of travel to get there.
absolute weeks of travel and crossing a border.
Right.
In which case, Ketlyn would be exposed and vulnerable and prone to possibly getting attacked the whole time.
Yes. And would take at least me and whoever wanted to come along away from school for several weeks, which would be very difficult to explain.
The bodyguard for Roderick and
Right.
It is terrible because they did give us ways to teleport to the school. Could we just teleport back?
That is magic beyond me.
Does the school have that magic?
I would assume so. Well, how did you get to school? Did you teleport it? No.
Yeah.
Me?
Of course,
Oh.
they could teleport back. Well, everyone
it-
teleports to school,
I walked.
huh?
I walked with my feet. No, I lived there. I live in the city.
But the letter had a teleportation.
Yeah. I still have
Then-
that. It's right here. So if you
So-
want to go to school right now, we can just teleport you there, but we'll be stuck here.
So if the letter, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, my head is pounding. I'm gonna lie down for a moment,
No
and
way.
she'll.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. If I didn't teleport, how did the letter get there?
I don't think you ever got the letter.
Well, you have to get the letter. They appear in your vicinity. How did your letters appear? She's looking at you, Ragnar.
But it was there.
Like in your home, or
I can't remember if my
oh,
mother gave me it or my father gave it, but all I remember it was there, and I was very excited.
well, yes. I guess the specific details aren't important, but as everyone knows, they appear in your path, so to speak, and it's up to you to take the letter and use it.
It got delivered by the mail.
What?
when mine arrived, the
prince-
courier brought it. I assume and left it where they normally leave the incoming going at our temple.
Huh.
And then Oris walks over and he's actually going to do a quick lesser restoration for the headache.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You see, she doesn't even like notice you doing it, but feel her posture and everything relaxes. Go ahead and give me an insight check, everybody.
19.
4 for Laomedeia.
18.
15.
18, 15, 18, 19. I heard.
19.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ragnar and or as you guys realize that what she's describing is that she doesn't remember traveling at all to go to school. So that means when she was abducted, it happened prior to her being able to teleport from Nexalia to the school.
But somebody said she was kidnapped nearby, right?
In Justwick.
Right, which is like on the road to the school.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was transported through there.
Sounds like retrograde amnesia.
Yeah.
Okay, so she could have been taken anywhere and then seen.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just leading credence to your theory. There's trouble at home,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if we
So,
do go to her home, we would have to be on guard because she got stolen from the area near her house or her hometown area.
Seems like it. But
Yeah, because if it's weeks and weeks of travel to the school and she's of the class that they would steal, they probably would have dropped that letter weeks ahead closer to her home. You know what I mean?
hmm
Hmm.
But I have been getting letters from the dads, and they haven't mentioned anything being bad at home.
do we know for sure that those actually came from your fathers?
I've
How
no
did
idea if I would know.
You have well, if you have any of the letters, you could have Ketlyn look at the handwriting.
Sure, I'll pass them over.
Okay. Yeah, she'll take a look and see nothing amiss with the handwriting or the at all.
and you stole your letter, right? From what we remember, right? You came across it and it became yours.
Yeah, I stole a backpack and it had the letter in it. From a
Could
person.
could it have been planted for you to find it, so that they could be like you going to school and that's the cover?
I mean, it
Oh,
had Ketlyn's name on it, so it wasn't designed for me. If
but if you
somebody,
guys are family, no,
I
never
guess
mind.
no, I think that might be a good idea.
Like it was intentionally left somehow so you to find it, so that there's a cover for Ketlyn being stolen,
Disappeared.
disappeared.
A lot of planning to do.
Magic.
Magic, I ain't gotta
That's
explain.
explanation.
that is a long way to go to get but yeah, if they knew. That's a long walk though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, so you guys the morning is rapidly going away. What is y'all's plan of attack? What do you guys want to do next?
Well, so Orez finishes packing up his stuff and kind of a quick, not let anyone notice that he just kind of pushes his food off behind a tree.
What's left of it?
Yep. To give the illusion that he ate it, and then cleans up and has his pack on. He's a bit disheveled and ready to go, but he's kind of looking to the rest of the group and not sure where they're even going right now.
Feel like
I guess at least one person should go get the cousin. Or start
If
with that, maybe.
it's about a day's walk back to the school, right?
But
Um, okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't want to stop going to the school, but that might not be an option because we can't, without a teleporter, send Ketlyn home. The school's not going to accept that there are two of me because that's weird. Um, I don't like we could try and hide one of us in the house in the crib for a while, but like realistically that's not going to work for very long.
go to school, hide someone in the house, try to find the technology that teleports,
Maybe. There's got
and
to
then
be
we can use that to go investigate the house, your home.
There's got to be a teleportation circle somewhere.
Yeah.
Or the other option is the one that I don't want to do. It is I write a letter that says, I am not actually Ketlyn, and my team didn't know about it. I lied to them. And then you guys get to go to school, and then I go somewhere else.
No.
Mm-mm.
You're going to stay at the school. We're going to find a way to keep you at the school.
What's our timetable on the Amalia follow up?
You essentially have a day to get back, and then the next day you have to be at dawn at the location that Amalia indicated.
Which is outside the school, right?
It's outside the school in the city in a town square, essentially. Very public.
Okay. So
Corellia will gently cough and say, would we be able to perhaps rush back to the city and set a trap for Amalia so that we can kill them before the meeting?
I mean, maybe, but that doesn't really solve our problems. I mean, it solves
my-
one of them, but one of them is that Amalia is there.
Mm.
The other one is that there are two of me. And this only solves one of the problems.
You could each do half your homework.
Just one of us always stays in the house and the other one just goes out.
I'm just throwing things out there.
Or
You
is
see
it just like,
Corellia's like,
and Oris
I don't
breaks
know.
for a moment. It's like, how were you in the lead for so long?
Well, it solves
Superior
one
magic.
problem,
Yeah.
but it gives us more time for the second problem.
True. One thing at a time. First, walk home. Second, kill Amalia. Third, solve all our other problems.
2 dates to the same prom.
It might be good to get some information out of Amalia before we potentially kill him.
Fine.
Potentially. Also, he is kind of high up in the world, right? Like, I can't believe I'm asking this. This is not a thing I ask. Will there be more problems if we solve this problem with violence?
Always.
Only if we get caught.
And that's been my experience in life. Yeah. Don't get caught. Ketlyn, do you want to go to the school or not?
Oh, can we?
No, I mean, do you want to?
Well, yes. I was
Oh.
so excited when I got my letter.
Wait, you got a letter?
Yes, it appeared like magic, just like they all do.
And when you broke the seal to teleport, what happened?
I I um I don't remember. I broke the seal and everything went white. And then you woke me up.
So the seal was a trap.
Yep, sounds like
Yeah.
it.
Where were you when you got the letter? Home? Just making sure.
I was running through the forest.
Sorry, what?
I was running through the Feywild.
Huh. Did the letter
And
look
there
like
it was in my path.
Did the letter look like this? And I'll pull it out and like show her the letter that I have.
Oh, no, mine was different.
Different how?
It had this really sort of like eerie green light to it. And I thought it was very scary at first, but then I thought to myself, well, you have to step outside of your comfort zone if you ever want to make progress in this world. And I touched it.
So all you did was touch the letter?
Well,
And
and then
then
I read it, and then I broke the seal, and then everything went away.
I got you. Okay. Did it have the same words as this one? Do you remember?
This one is blank.
Is it blank?
You look at it and you see it written out.
This has writing on it. Can you not see the writing?
Of course I can read. There's no
that's not-
writing on it.
I peek over his shoulder and see if I can see any writing.
No, Ragnar, you wouldn't be able to see any writing on it either.
right, Ragnar.
Yeah.
There's writing
Yeah.
on this.
There's no writing.
What?
I think only you can see it.
What?
Leo, does the
Oh, well then
letter
that's your
address
letter.
her name?
What name is on the letter?
It says Ketlyn on it.
Okay. Orez,
Am
can
I
you
Ket-
read? Orez, can you read this? I'm gonna hold up to Orez.
No, it's. I mean, I have to assume it's because you're twins.
But it's blank. There's no writing on this for you.
Double checks.
Corellia will say only the only the students who's intended to receive the letter would be able to read it.
How easy was it for you to take that bag?
I mean, I'm good at stealing things, so easy, but it's not any more easy or difficult than the other things that I stole.
Go
So
ahead
did-
and give me a history check, please, Michael.
Yeah.
Laomedeia.
Oh,
4.
I got a 0.
Rolling really good today.
Yeah, you're like it was in a backpack. That's so
Okay.
long ago.
What- What if the letter presented itself in your path a way you would normally get it? Like you steal, so it presented itself in a way where you stole something and now it's there. Because that's how you would have got an item. And it's actually meant for you.
Or it's a forgery.
That only I can
No,
read.
I mean, that's how the magic works. Might have been meant for you.
But why does it have not my?
What
Hmm.
if your name is actually
Would have been
back to
rather
the shirt? Ketlyn
really
slash
suspicious if it did have your
Ketlyn
name.
back on the bottom.
It's back to Ketlyn again. Question mark.
You guys could have been swapped like at a really young age, and like they thought they sent Ketlyn away or however it happened.
Just twins,
But in
and they're like, that
reality-
one's Ketlyn, right? Sure.
Yeah.
Shit.
You know.
It's like-
Told you stop playing the shell game with our children.
I told you not to dress them in the same color.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know how many times in the real world that has actually happened. I'm sure it's happened.
Mhm.
Identical
Oh,
twin.
yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you a story later.
I was gonna say let's get it from the source.
I'll tell you a story later. I look at the one we think is Ketlyn. I'm like,
well,
do you
and-
still have the letter? By
funnily
chance,
enough,
somehow?
Well, funnily enough, by revealing that she was a twin was inspired by you having twins.
Oh, thank you. Nice.
Anyway.
I'm the daddy. So I look
Am
at
I
I look at her, I guess the one we think is Ketlyn, and I'm like, by chance, do you still have that letter on you somehow? It'd be a miracle if you do.
No, I don't. It must be in my other pants.
Yeah, you don't. Your thing doesn't even have pockets, does it?
Nope.
I mean,
As Aura says, as he realizes he pulls what might be slightly small, but just his common clothes out of his pack, and they're a bit wrinkled at this point. But he's like, you can use these if you want to get out of the cave.
Thank God. And she takes them and changes.
Well,
You
wait.
see she stands up and like just changes.
Her clothes would fit me. I'd be like, you can just wear some of my clothes.
Oh, wonderful.
They're not nice, but yeah, that's better than. No, sorry, I should have said that before. That wasn't very.
It's totally fine. And she'll just change right there.
Bigger things are happening is
She is a forest creature. She has no sense of
Okay. Um. Wow, this is one hell of a long weekend. So you're saying maybe this was actually meant for me, and
I don't know if it's an answer, but magic is not necessarily an exact science, and there's a lot of bigger things at play. I think the only way we'd know is if we had someone to investigate your letter, or you sprung. If it was a trap, you sprung the trap, which I don't think we should do.
Corellia will say the only person we could ask about the letters would be Spectrum or the school itself, which would then alert them to this fact that I now have become aware of.
Yep. So, or I break this seal and see if I teleport to the school.
But if you don't teleport to the school, we'll have no way of finding you.
Yeah.
There's no way we can. You guys don't have magic for like a tracker on someone?
I could cast Locate Objects, but that would only give us the direction, and she would have to hopefully be teleported somewhere close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could we have Spectrum take a look at the letter without revealing that there's two Ketlyns? I feel like we could just get information out of Spectrum without having to say there's two of you, just that you had walked here and you wanted to confirm if the magic on the letter was okay.
I mean, that might work. Okay. All right. Okay, so today I found out that I have a twin and parents, and that this letter was maybe meant for me, and I might have to go to the school or might have to not go to the school. And there's a giant cult that's trying to kill everyone or the world or something. And it's 9 in the morning.
Well, if it was meant to be for you, wouldn't the school know because they are the ones that send the letter out? Like,
Mhm.
if it was, again, I'm just assuming that it presented itself to you in a way you would run into it, I guess. Wouldn't they know? Because if they sent two letters, well, never mind. The Ketlin,
And one
she
of
could that
them,
could have been a fake letter.
one of them seems like it was most likely not a legit thing. The one
Yeah.
that Ketlyn got.
Yeah. It seems like I got the legit one and she got the fake one and then ended up unconscious for 6 months.
Hmm.
Or the school didn't know we were a twin and somehow the magic split in half and broke. Or I have no idea.
Hmm.
Okay. I vote we go back to the school, hide one of us in the crib, maybe both of us in the crib. I don't know if I want to go outside anymore. Um, and then figure out what we can figure out either by beating the shit out of Amalia or talking to a magic computer in the basement. Right?
Or is just kind of shrugs and does a little head nod in the direction of the school and starts walking.
Okay. I think I'll follow him.
All right. Off you guys go, heading back to the school. Let us. Oh no, wait. We still have a lot of time before a break. That's too bad. I drank too much.
Can always
Talk
take a quick
amongst
5.
yourselves. Let's take a quick 5.
All right.
like, don't find about this out too fast.
And we're back.
And we're back to part 1.5 of yeah, so you guys are walking back to the school, no fuss, no muss. What is your travel pattern? Are you moving quickly? What's up?
I think there was talk of going relatively quickly to set some sort of ambush or something for Amalia. You want to try that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys are getting closer to the city, you're passing more and more people on the road. Are you obfuscating y'all's appearance? You're going hood up, I imagine?
Yes, I would think that we would try and make it very difficult to tell that there are two twins in the party.
Yeah. Okay. And you guys are going straight to the crib, or where are you guys going?
I think straight to the crib.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to do a stealth check for the city and a stealth check for the school with different DCs. How are you guys all sneaking in as a group? Are you gonna try to stagger it, space it out?
Really, only one of us has to sneak in, right?
Are we
Hmm.
even really like sneaking actively, or are we just trying to keep the low profile to not bring any undue attention?
Yeah, I guess it's more just low profile, which you wouldn't hit if you were just walking through a city, even if you did have twins. So I was overthinking that. Getting into the school, you do have to authenticate to get into school grounds. So otherwise, you're sneaking in to a place that students know about. So you're either trying to blend in through a checkpoint or um, stealthing in.
Does each individual person have to be like, here's my student ID card, let me through this door? Or is it more of a just, we walk through the front gate and if nobody clocks us, we're fine?
Right. There are people posted, and if nobody clocks you, then you're essentially fine. Because the grounds are open to the public. So it's not like they can, you know, they're not that strict about it. But yeah, if you were in an area that is not traditionally for people and you're not a student, then you might raise questions, but just walking up, you'll be fine. So um, you know what? And God, I hate walking it back, but I actually don't really see how because you guys would be able to plan it out. I don't see how difficult it would be to just like be cool as you like walk into the thing. So let's just say you guys get all the way back to your crib without any problem. Good thing I made a big deal about it.
Okay. Is Roderick there?
Yep, Roderick and Ember Flame are there. Roderick will have a brain melting moment as he sees both of you, unless you try to keep it from him.
I don't think we can.
Okay. Yeah, so he's like, Cal, you're home. Oh, good. We can go home. And Ketlyn, you're home. We can. And Ketlyn, you're. And you see, he just kind of like is doing that for 5 minutes or so. Okay. So you're Ketlyn? He's pointing at you. Michael.
Um, my name is, well, you know Ketlyn, right?
Yeah. you you both. Oh, there's two Ketlyns. Okay. I got it.
Honestly, I don't even know anymore. Maybe.
Okay, so I'm gonna call you Ketlyn too. And he's pointing towards the Ketlyn you brought. She's like, "Oh, how fun!"
Okay. Why not?
Yeah, they live next to the Feywild. They're rolling with it.
Did you have fun with the cat?
I I had so much fun. I convinced him to get big enough so I could ride him. I did no such thing. And Roderick's like, he did.
I didn't know he could do that.
And
That is
or is kind of
Mortals,
walks
your
past
offering.
to or is like I got a thing I gotta go take care of, and he like goes up to his room, but as he does, he just like finds like just a giant cat hair.
And Lord Amberframe is waiting for his offering as you come and every time you come or go.
I will hand him. What do I have? I don't have anything good.
Let's give him the snake staff.
I have protected your house while you
Good.
are away from all manner of intruders, and you offer me nothing.
No, we're offering you things. Gonna offer him the a few of the mushrooms that I took for Dirk.
Okay. Please make an animal handling or religion check.
Animal. Yeah, religion check. 4. I
Okay.
for a 10 yet this game.
You see, but this is I think you guys have been doing really well on these checks so far. You see that he puts his paw to like brush it off like every other time, but as soon as he does, it gets hit with so much force that it like flies off the table and bursts a hole through the wall and lands out in the yard in front of your house. No. And he'll go take a nap.
Okay. Have a nice nap. I'm gonna go get the mushrooms back. You can't.
Yeah, it
Oh.
appears he does not like mushrooms.
Yeah, I guess not. I have no idea what to do next, guys.
We need to. Do we know where we're meeting the guy?
Yeah, he referenced a town square in a shadier part of the city, but very public.
hmm Do we want to try and kidnap him before he gets there?
Kinda.
Okay. Maybe some people should go stake out the area to figure out like how we can best, either grab him before he gets there or do something in the area to like set ourselves up well. And some of us should go check with Spectrum to look into if there's something weird about your invitation.
It seems like I might have to be the one that talks to Spectrum. I don't know. But I also know the city better than most. I also hate Spectrum. She freaks me out.
Yeah. I can go try and talk to Spectrum while because I feel like you'll be the most effective at, casing out the joint that we're going to be meeting at.
Yeah, me too. But she might not talk to you about my letter.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Bum bum
It's one way to find
bum.
out, I guess.
Is there a check I could do to get an idea if Spectrum would be willing to talk to another student about someone else's invite letter?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you? Investigation, insight,
I guess
perception. I could buy,
I'll do
or even history if you want to like remember a school rule you heard once.
I'll do insight.
Okay.
18.
Yeah, 18's good. Yeah, from what you've heard and some of like the outlandish questions you've heard students asking Spectrum is that they totally use her or sorry, they use the spirit of the school as a true resource of like a lot of like what ifs. So like what if I tried to pull a soul out of a blah blah blah, which is like is like kind of like a horrific thing to ask, but it's not like with they never take it like with the intent that you're going to do it. It's all for information purposes. They're like a true neutral entity as far as agendas are concerned. So you don't see any reason why they wouldn't answer your question.
Cool. Then I can go investigate that while y'all try and set up that stuff. Sounds good. Maybe Auras, if you want to come with me, because you've done the most investigation with Spectrum in the past.
Or is this like, well, I need to study the handbook, and see about anything we can use in the handbook for the school rules to our advantage.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Ragnar, who are you helping? Unless you have your own agenda.
No, I guess I'll go and try to help with the ambush as well. Try to go get some nets, maybe.
Yes. And Elwin agrees with everything that's happened so far. I forgot, because he's not here. I haven't been thinking about like what Dex would be doing, so I gotta like remember that. But he was very excited about the idea of killing Amalia. In fact, he still has that fire poker. Somehow he keeps getting summoned with it. It speaks to me. Okay. Who wants to resolve their shindig first? Spectrum research or scoping out the town square? Or are you trying to follow Amalia? What was the purpose of you guys laying a trap?
I think we're trying to get to him before he gets to a public space. Ambush him in an alley on the way to the town square.
Okay.
So if that means we would have to follow him from the school, we would probably have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do know the city really well, so if there's only a couple of ways to get to the town square, I would be able to find the best way.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, so well, just by him mentioning the town square, you know exactly where it is already. I will, since you're doing this effort, let me do a quick little modification here, and then if you want to go to we can pull up the map, and this is the town square is essentially what you'll see, so you can sort of scope it out and see where you want to be, and let me know when that is up.
I'm gonna make your milk.
Great.
I agree.
Good, great, and good.
Okay. Town square.
If someone wouldn't mind sharing that so we can pull it up.
Yeah. And just so you know, for your planning purposes, I'm not steering you one way or the other, but if you do want to use Ketlyn as a resource, she is a level 3 druid. Because she has not been getting any experience.
Okay.
Okay, so while you guys are taking a look at that, it is up for those of you who are streaming this. For those of you who are listening to this, what you have is a 12 by 12 town square, little mosaic centerpiece feature in that. There are several different points of egress for this. There is a smithy to one side, off the road to one side. Then there's a cluster of buildings Catty corner to that, or I should say juxtaposed to that, there's a rather large cemetery, another building that seems to be the uh, office of the cemetery. I don't know where you would go if you needed to avail them of the services in a building further back. Um, this isn't a busy part of the city. There are guards regularly patrolling, but the hour at which he is having you meet them there is pre-dawn, so it's inconvenient if you were late and couldn't get a full night's sleep. You wouldn't be able to get a long rest unless you were an elf and could trance. Uh, so there's some strategery in his thinking. But yeah, so he has to come. He has to come to the middle of this town square at some point. Uh,
Which direction would he come from?
if
coming.
if he was coming from the school, he would be coming from the northernly direction up here.
So, hypothetically, if I was on the roof of this building, tavern, whatever that is, next to where you just pinged, if I was on this roof, I would see him come
Yep.
and maybe be able to ask my monk friend to tackle him into the cemetery.
Yeah.
Because nobody goes to the cemetery at 5 a.m.
True. Yeah, you could have Ragnar hide behind the corner of the building, and then
We could have a conversation in a cemetery. Does what's her name? The princess want to come with us?
yeah, she seems to be tagging along with you guys for now.
She seemed very excited about killing Amalia.
She seems passionate about her mission, which was to lead you guys to the cave. Like, she didn't know about the Ketlyn thing, but she wanted to eradicate these people.
And seems like she hates Amalia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with what she told you about the history with, assassins and her mom and everything, it's not really hard to be like, I see.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a bad day. It's going to be a bad day to be them if she gets powerful enough. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Then I think, yeah, we're set up on top of, I'm set up on top of the building watching.
So you're doing that. You're going to get there before the meeting starts to catch them.
That's the plan.
Okay.
I think.
So, if we go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Yeah.
Okay. I have advantage on those.
Yep, absolutely.
And I get a +10 because I'm very, very sneaky.
I mean, we're not setting up right now, right? The meeting isn't until tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16 + 10 for a 26.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll be able to you've scoped it out, found your spot. You can like you've got you go, okay, this is my best in and out. If something happens to this, I can go this. Like you're like, this is something you are very comfortable with, less so actual school. you've
Yes.
had to set up something like this before. And Ragnar, you're behind the building, you got that. Okay. So then are you guys doing any other preparations before they come?
It's just the
night before. Well, I'll give you a second to
Mhm.
think about that. Let's go ahead and we'll cut over to Orez going down, or Orez and Ragnar going down to, or sorry, Orez and Zal.
Yeah.
I remember stuff.
It was Saul and Ragnar went to scope out the town square. Orez was staying behind to look through the
handbook.
The coaching
So
department
Sal's,
handbook and the
do you
school
want
handbook.
Corellia to go? Where do you guys want Corellia? And then where do you want Ketlyn and Roderick while you guys are doing this?
Ketlyn and Roderick should hide at home, I think.
Yeah. Definitely Roderick. He doesn't need to be part of any of this. Probably Ketlyn too. They should catch up.
Yeah, you can see Ember was quite put out by the lackluster offering, but Roderick and now Ketlyn. You see Ketlyn is like a very, very, very wise version of Roderick. So you see exactly where it came from, and she was never going to be any help because she's almost in that. Anyway, so do you guys want to ask Corellia to do anything, or leave her to her own what she thinks can help?
I think for the actual ambush, Corellia should be with us. I think it's up to her if she wants to be part of the stakeout stuff, or like the.
I would ask Corellia during the prep to help Orez look through the rulebook stuff. Mostly because I don't want Orez to be alone for extended periods of time right now.
Okay. Yeah, she says I'll grab what I can find and bring it back here and we can research. Okay. So let's have the folks going to Ask Spectrum. You guys head down to the library. No fuss, no muss. Elwin gets his same library clerk that is completely unhelpful. But you guys make it to the Spectrum terminal. Are you guys all in one sort of booth getting your quizzing the spirit of the school?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the little figure of her will pop up as you guys remember her from the test that you guys had to get into the school, and she'll say, "Greetings, students. What can I help you with?"
Yes, I was wondering if you could validate for me. I had this invite to the school. Obviously, I'm not able to read the text on it myself. But I was wondering if you could validate who this was meant to be inviting for me.
She'll hold her hand out for you to place the scroll on her hand.
Place it.
Lights just kind of like flash over it, and she's like, "This student is already attending." Oh, she'll confirm the name as Ketlyn Stoneseeker.
Yeah.
Letter for Ketlyn Stoneseeker, currently attending Academy of Dungeon Hunting.
And could you also validate for me how does the spell work that prevents other people from being able to read the text? Like, does the magic know for certain who the person is?
The letters are intended for one student each. It is intended that only the student to which that letter is intended is able to read said magic.
Mm-hmm. And how is there any way in which one of these letters could be like intercepted mid travel?
There are several ways you could intercept a letter during travel. You could intercept it on its route. You could alter the magic of the letter to redirect the the subject. And she starts like going on and on and on and on and on and on about like different ways you can forge letters, forge magic. Like she's like but they're all like insanely high level things. But it's like, yeah, things like it's possible.
Mhm. And if someone were to attempt one of those things, well, actually, could you validate for me that the spell on this to do the transportation still targets the school grounds?
Affirmative.
Okay, so this would still teleport Ketlyn Stoneseeker specifically to the school.
Affirmative.
Hmm. And what can you tell me about the Stoneseeker family?
The Stoneseeker family, a family of nobles of the minor outlying province of Nexalia. And she'll like go into like way too much information, but it's essentially how they are a noble house outlying. They're an outlying noble house of Nexalian tradition, far from the capital, but just kind of like loose information about them. But then when it gets towards the end of the sort of like entry that you're asking about, it will highlight a section where not much is now known about them, because with the reported death of one of their daughters, they isolated themselves and became a just it just information becomes sparse after that point.
Hmm. So, so it wouldn't have information on like what the names of the daughters would be.
Yeah, it would be so noble lineages are often recorded. So yeah, it would have Laomedeia Stoneseeker and Ketlyn Stoneseeker listed as the two daughters.
Hmm. Is there any invitation to the school for Laomedeia Stoneseeker?
I'm sorry, we do not. See, now she chooses to.
Yeah.
We do, due to due to subsection C of School Clause F, paragraph C, we cannot divulge the name of currently invited students.
But just only if I have the invite, you can confirm it.
No, so she's saying currently invited students. She's saying this student is already here. Like this is a
Hmm.
valid invitation that can't be used because they're already here.
But
So
with
if you
Ketlyn's
guys had
name on it.
with Ketlyn's name on it, so if you had broken the token, nothing would have happened. But what she's now
Mhm.
saying, or what they're now saying, is that um they can't give out information on students that have like yet to present themselves to the school because they're not a registered student.
Interesting. Not sure what other information I can get here. But what that does seem to confirm is, and I'm not saying this to uh, Spectrum, uh, but it seems to confirm that Ketlyn is Ketlyn, not new Ketlyn is Ketlyn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is what that. Yeah, it is indicating Ketlyn 2 is actually Laomedeia per
Mhm.
school records.
Except that Ketlyn 2, in our conversation, said that my name, or the name of Laomedeia, is my grandmother's name, not my name.
No, she said like that you were named after your grandmother. She said, "How funny! That's the name of my grandmother."
Didn't she
So
say
like
that her sister wasn't named Laomedeia?
no, that's I the intent was anyway. If I said it
Okay.
wrong, I deeply
I might be
apologize.
misremembering. Okay. No, that's fine.
But
That's
yeah,
why I
it
wanted
was
to
it
ask
was
just
like
to make sure.
that was the sort of the joke I was going for at that moment of like, oh, that's funny. My grandmother's name was. It's
Yeah.
like, oh god, she is dumb. Anyway,
Mm.
very
Um,
nice.
mhm. uh, and then I want to ask Spectrum about, oh God, what's his name again? His family, the guy we're trying to plan a kidnapping
Amalia.
for, Amalia.
Yeah, so you'll get a similar sort of thing. His house, a higher up nobility uh than the Stoneseeker family, but they are nobles of the Vitiapan theocracy, not Nexalia.
Mhm. And what's the relationship between that family and the Stoneseeker family?
They're both nobles for their respective countries, as far as you can see.
Okay. Who is Sonos the Drowned?
Error, not found.
Just search the Drowned. Maybe take the Sonos out. Maybe I spelled that wrong.
She starts listing out stories of like sailing and like it's like related, but the Google, it's broken. It's
Mhm.
like it's not close enough to your search results that you're looking for.
Okay. Um. hmm. So yeah, I don't know what else I can get out of Spectrum then right now, but It confirms some good things for us, which means Ketlyn is Ketlyn. Ketlyn should be able to go to the school. Is my conclusion I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'll head off
Okay.
towards the square after getting that information.
Absolutely. Sounds good, great, and good. Okay, so now we are coming to any final things you want to do prior to the meeting.
Did Ores find anything in the rules?
Oh, yes, sorry. Okay, cutting back to the crib. Ores, what is the target of your search? Oh, so sorry.
Well, so Ores was not necessarily being fully truthful. He's very well versed in the code of conduct, and he's just kind of gone back to his room and closed the door, and he's just rereading, like he's just sitting there kind of rereading the same page in the
Okay.
handbook over and over. And he's sort of just kind of paralyzed by it at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I will sort of let you direct how you want this scene to play out, but Corellia would definitely make like one or two attempts to like try to engage you.
And so Oris kind of calls back to Corellia, like, well, you should probably go give everyone else a hand at the town square if you're gonna go kill that guy.
If I could help you in any way, I think that would be helping the party prepare. As a cleric of death, I've seen. I just. I'm here if you want to talk.
Okay. I don't see any way around this one. I mean, code of conduct, student ethics code of conduct, section 1, page 1, line 4. Students found lying to administration will not be tolerated and subject to penalties determined by severity of the infraction up to and including expulsion. And I think we both know what that means.
Yes.
So,
Well, maybe I'll take a look and maybe a fresh set of eyes will find something that you missed. Not that I sorry, not that I think you missed anything. I just
mhm.
and she'll reach out to take the book from you.
Oh,
The student
actually,
handbook.
hadn't opened the door.
Oh. Okay. Then yeah, she'll offer to take a crack at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's student handbooks everywhere, so
And Oris starts kind of. He's going around his room and he's actually like taking things and like moving them around slightly, almost like packing but avoiding packing.
okay. Like
Checking
sort
like
of frivolous cleaning that's not cleaning.
yeah, he's just like he's fully expecting to bear the full brunt of the punishment because he knows he like when it comes down to it is not going to be able to keep this lie internally.
Sure.
And is slowly kind of taking clothes out of the drawer and putting them into piles to pack them up,
Okay.
and just periodically checking the time to make sure he's there for everyone when they really need him. But he knows that they're gonna get all the resources and put everything in place while he's isolated.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Corellia does with her thing. Okay. Um okay, great. So yeah, the hour will be fast approaching. While you guys are let's go ahead and get your tokens where you want them to be. Is Ketlyn 2 Electric Boogaloo with you guys?
Um, mm, I think that Ketlyn 1, the original, would suggest that she doesn't come along, but won't stop her if she's insistent.
No, she's very yeah, like as I mentioned, she's not as susceptible as Roderick, but she is definitely naive.
Mhm.
You can only imagine that with the death of her sister at such a young age, she became much more sheltered than others.
Sure.
I'm gonna push.
Well, you guys are okay. So you guys, it looks like you're setting up at the edge of the map.
Hmm. We're
Which,
trying.
if you, I'm listen, I'm not trying to steer you one way or the other, but I'm just saying if anything goes wrong and they just turn around and run the opposite direction, there's no catching them.
Well, the whole goal was to get to him before he gets to the.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just saying, you.
So, well, yeah, if we're in the process of setting up as, or as puts on his gear and gets suited up to go out, he walks downstairs and places a small, tough, stuffed cat that he's got near Lord Ember. As he leaves the house and goes and meets up with everyone, and then kind of putting on a little bit more of a mask. He's just like, okay, guys, what's our game plan?
Well, I'm gonna be up on the roof. I'm going to hopefully see him before he gets here, and tell you guys where he is. And then when he walks past, you jump him.
Where do you want us?
You hide near this road.
Should we be by the town square, or
Well, I think we want to be like the town square is a little more open and more people can see us there. I don't think we want to be seen if we can avoid it. Um, Ideally, we would grab him and pull him into the cemetery
Right
where
here.
it's a little bit dimmer and away from people.
okay? So
I think.
I think then should Ragnar stand in the what is that, southwest corner? And I blend in pretty easily because I'm small, so I'll stand down closer to the town square.
Sure. Can be sitting on a bench reading a book,
Mm-hmm.
reading the newspaper.
I think Sal should already be in the cemetery area and kind of in the lead up to this. I just kind of want to be patrolling to see if anyone is actually visiting the cemetery during that time. And if I find anyone, I'm going to try and tell them that the cemetery is closed for maintenance and they have to leave.
Damn, he's so official.
Yeah.
Full.
He's just got that age, it's like you could fully just act like it's your lawn. Okay,
And
great.
so
So
you had said that the plan was for me
What?
to like just tackle him into this area, right?
I think so.
All right. So I'm gonna be on this side and run this way and push him into it.
Okay. I think
right,
then
so you're
Elwyn
gonna be behind that counter, yeah. Okay.
and I think Elwyn will be hiding over here by the bush with a net ready to go. So as soon as Ragnar tackles him into
Oh.
the area, we're gonna net him.
And Dex would probably be invisible.
Yeah.
Just a floating fire poker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. And Oris goes and he
He's like,
goes,
make the poker disappear. I want him to know.
but Oris does go and he finds a little bench to sit down on, and he actually just pulls out the code of conduct book and he's just reading over and over again the up to and including expulsion.
Yeah.
Up to and including expulsion.
Absolutely. Okay, wonderful. So what we will do now, so I have time to cross-reference it. Let's roll initiative so we can establish turn order, and then we'll take a break. And then by the time we come back, everything will be ready to go.
Nice.
Still a 19.
Elwin didn't pop up, but he got a 19. And then
19 also.
Ketlyn got a 7.
Elwin 19.
I still haven't rolled over a 10 this game.
Save
Wow.
them all for
Sometimes
combat.
that's just how the
Hope
dice
so.
do.
Yeah. They giveth and they taketh. And then Dex, what does Dex get?
Oh.
Because you're saving your rolls for the battle.
Does Dex act on Elwin's turn, or does he have his own initiative?
He has his own initiative. Corellia got a 3.
But Dex has a +3 to Dex. Okay. So Dex gets a 17 on initiative.
Nice. Okay, okay. All right, guys. Well, let us take a 15-minute break, and when we come back, the fate of, I don't know, will be decided. The
Part
fate
2 of this chapter.
The fate of part 2 will be decided. Because it's such like an epic setup, and then the fate
wait,
of
is Corellia in the right
next
spot there
thing.
on the map?
I don't know where you need her.
Leo?
She sure, or she can like help push with Ragnar.
I do have a disguise kit in my inventory. I can finally use that. Act like I'm just cutting the grass right here. Or anyone needs a disguise kit.
All of that would definitely have been part of the setup. So we
Oh,
are going. Look, otherwise, okay. So let's go ahead and take our break now, and then when we come back, the fate of the next thing will be decided.
That's good.
Lord have mercy.